I joined University of Petroleum and Energy Studies in 2016. I am a petroleum engineer by my graduation. I completed it in 2020, and then I started working as an well integrity analyst, which is a form of petroleum engineer for Quest Global. After pursuing petroleum engineering, I did some projects in analytics, and then my work also kind of aligned with how I wanted to go ahead in my career, and that is why I chose to pursue masters in business analytics. That's one thing, and then once I decided that I wanted to do this, I kind of started to find data problems within my organization, and that's how I accumulated on how my SOP needed to be. I did a lot of side projects as well in while working for Quest Global, and so that's pretty much it about my background. And right now I am admitted into a few universities, and I finalized University of California, San Diego. I'll be joining there for summer 2022 session. I've always had this dream of studying abroad. Hadn't really kept any particular country in mind, but I always knew that GRE or GMAT was something that I had to do in order to get profile good enough for me to get into top universities. So without knowing the actual course that I wanted to do, I started prepping for GRE while there was this COVID lockdown. So I got my placement for this particular company from the college, but the joining date wasn't there yet. So I had free 4 months for me to fully prep for GRE. So the prep went as I was pretty good in quants, so didn't really need to focus too much there. But I did Manhattan's 5 LBS book to prep for quants, and then for verbal, I had to do a lot of stuff there because my vocab was not at the level which GRE needed. So before even starting with all the questions like RCs and all the verbal stuff, I started to jog down on the vocabulary part. I spent almost 1.5 months just to learn all the vocabulary stuff, and then I went to practice the question. So my eventual score in GRE was 325. It was 166 in quants, and then 159 in verbal, and 4 in AWA. I always advise this to my friends when some of them ask me how GRE prep should be. So I would say that firstly, get your basics right. There's no need to jump straight away into the questions because the questions aren't that difficult. It'll be easy once you get the concepts right. And plus, vocab is very important, as the vocab you get in GRE. In India, it's not very well known specifically. So that's all about GRE. Course is Masters of Science in Business Analytics, and the universities I shortlisted were UCSD, UC Davis, Northeastern, UT Dallas, UMass Amherst, University of Cincinnati, University of SUNY Buffalo, Georgia Tech. So I got admitted into all of those. Eventually chose UCSD because of the electives that it offers. It offers a wide array of electives, plus it offers you the chance to go into either more technical courses, or if you want to, you can go into marketing or management stuff too. There are two course options. One is that by default it's 11 months only, but if one chooses to pursue an internship, so it can extend to 17 months. Course fee for 11 or 17 months will be approximately $93,000, or for 17 months there won't be any additional tuition expenses, but the living expenses only. But I think that will be covered by what you get from your internship. Right now, majority of my education will be covered by an SBI loan. So it is a collateral based loan, and it will be covering approximately 80% of my tuition, and my parents will be sponsoring for my living expenses there. And the interest rate that SBI is offering is approximately 8.3%, which will be simple interest for the 11-month period plus 6 months as moratorium, and then it will be compounded. You will definitely cover those extra 5 months of living expenses from your internship, but again, you cannot have the pre-notion before reaching there that you will definitely get that internship, but it is definitely an option to consider. So you will be told by your university when you start the course 5 months down the line, that if you want to do an internship, you need to manage your credits that way. But the payment and how the internship would pay would definitely depend on the kind of company you work in. The university offers a wide array of accommodation options within the campus. So there are a lot of on-campus housing options where you need to fill in the application well in advance, because the waiting period for these different options could range from 2 months to 2 years also. So I have chosen some of these options and filled in my application, still waiting on the reply, and see if I get this in-campus housing option. It will be, of course I'll choose this because it offers an in-campus shuttle wherein I can move within my campus and outside for free. But if it doesn't happen, I'll then start searching for off-campus. The university initially, when you get the admit and start your process for I-20 and stuff, the university gives a few different links to you to start searching for accommodation. You won't be left hanging for sure, because they know that you are an international student and they know that you don't have enough resources to search around. But if you talk about the informal sources, it could be Facebook Marketplace. And one thing for sure is that you will need to build a network, and for that you can talk to the seniors that are already studying that course or any other course from that particular university. So start talking to them. You can ask them whether they are leaving their housing, so you can take over the lease from them. So there is no one way to get this. It all depends on how you want to do it. San Diego in general is pretty expensive to live in, and from what I have concluded is that in campus and out campus, there is not a lot of difference in living expenses. It will be close to $900 per month if you want to live alone, and if you are okay with sharing, it will be approximately $450 to $600 per month, plus the food expenses. I joined Yocket in the very beginning of my prep for studying abroad, and it has definitely given me a boost in how I wanted to go ahead and build my profile. So I would definitely advise everyone around you to go and join Yocket, like, share and subscribe, because they'll help you in your journey throughout and they won't leave you hanging anywhere. Thank you.